Finally tonight, you can't judge a book by its cover, or, we might add, a football player by his jersey. Here's Steve Hartman on the road.
In Athens, Georgia, in the bestseller section of this Barnes & Noble, Kathy Rackley found a novel story of her own.
I mean, a chance encounter in a bookstore, how wonderful is that?
Did you have any idea at all who he was?
None.
And you didn't tell her?
I didn't, but I knew they were gonna find out.
Yeah.
But I wasn't gonna say it.
Fact is, Kathy may have been the only one in Athens who didn't know the name Malcolm Mitchell. Number 26 for the University of Georgia Bulldogs was one of the top recruits in the country a few years ago. He's Georgia royalty, and presumably, if Kathy had known that, she wouldn't have stood in that Barnes & Noble talking his ear off about the book club she'd just joined.
I mean, he stepped back and he said, "You did?" And he said, "Can I join your book club?" And I said, I don't know if you want to join mine. We're all 40, 50, and 60-year-old women.
But Malcolm was undeterred. So now, one of the top wide receivers in the country meets monthly with his book club lady friends.
Oh yeah. And then he went to the wedding.
I love that part.
He's the only man and the youngest by a generation. But Malcolm doesn't care, nor does he care what anyone thinks.
Somebody called me a nerd. It's not a word that I'm used to hearing.
Is it okay though? Are you okay with the label?
I was proud of it.
Right.
It's like a badge of honor to me, knowing where I came from.
Malcolm confessed to me that when he started college, he could only read at about a junior high level, and it bothered him. So he started putting as much effort into his reading game as his football game.
Every free moment, he had a book in his hand. He's now reading things he never dreamed he could. And although some of the book club selections he would never pick himself, Malcolm seems to enjoy them all.
Yeah, the ending was great.
Looking at your life now, all you've accomplished, what are you most proud of?
I finished the Hunger Games series in about 2 days.
Reading the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of the footage of you scoring touchdowns? That's not your most proud moment?
That came natural. That's a gift. I had to work to read.
But his greatest talent may lie in his ability to step so outside his comfort zone, to be able to meet people and focus so sincerely on what they have in common instead of their trivial differences.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Sometimes football makes great men, and sometimes great men just happen to play football. Steve Hartman, on the road in Athens, Georgia.
And that's the CBS Evening News for tonight. For all of us at CBS News all around the world, I'm Scott Pelley. I'll see you Sunday on 60 Minutes. Good night.